Hi everyone, Lensman Oz here. Welcome to episode 14 of my Modular Mayhem Let's Play series. So today, I said I was going to get into teleporters. Now, I'll show you the stuff I've done in between. You might be able to see part of it, which is the roof on the main building here. I just sort of copied this design, except I used a different chisel block. I may end up changing it, that one over there, to this one. I kind of like this one a bit better. Only downside with this chisel block is it doesn't have covers. I believe a cover for when you cut it down for multi-part, and I use covers for the windows. I normally put covers around this edge. Like if you look on this building up here, I've got covers right on the edge just to give it the flat look. But at the moment, I mean, I don't go up there too much, so it's not a huge issue. So yeah, I built the roof, and it isn't quite the same. You can see here, this is 2 wide, this is 1 wide, but that's kind of just to get around the tank. If I'd have done 2 wide, I would have had these in there, and I already put the roof up 1 more, and I didn't want to go up again, so I think it looks alright. I've just got to do a little bit of tidying up around the pipework there, but predominantly, yeah, the room's nice and neat and tidy. You might see this here. I'm not sure whether no, I don't think I showed this in the previous one. I've just made a magnetic Raft Tesla coil. Ooh, spelling. Tesla coil. And very, very simple. As you can see by the tooltip, charges items in nearby players' inventories. So that's just a remote charger pretty much. So you come near it with anything that's chargeable, which in my case here was the oil prospector. And yeah, it'll charge it while you're holding onto it in your inventory. So the pack has updated. It's now running 1.11, 1.11. If you're on the FTB, it's 1.12 is the good version. Apparently there's a little bit of a bug there. But there's been 2 mods added to the pack. One is the Tardis Mod, which adds Doctor Who TARDIS, and it becomes it works apparently just like the TARDIS. I haven't tried it yet. I've got to find some of these gems here, this Contron crystal thing. They're found in chests, dungeon loot, etc. So I'll need to find some of them before I can make this, but I'm going to get into this. This will be something I'll head towards at a later date. And the other one was, what was it called? It's a catwalk mod. I just gone blank on what it's called. It's in here somewhere. I will put it up because I did like. There it is, catwalks mod. Knew it was a catwalk something. It's got these cage ladders and scaffolding and stuff. So I kind of want to build a like a fire escape up the side of the building here, and then maybe use a scaffolding type hook up with the catwalks and around the tanks there to give it a bit more access. I have made these. Did I show these? Oh, I don't know. I keep missing little bits and pieces. This is the industrial hemp farm. It's all running quite nicely. These are just magnetic Raft block breakers. It's all running quite nice. I'll have to review. If I haven't shown you that, guys, just let me know in the comments. I've had a bit of a busy week and my brain's a bit fried, I think. Something else that's happened is the miner's finished, and I started setting up for remote mining. So if you can see on the little tooltip there, it says new mine here, 800 meters away. I found a nice extreme hills biome right out over in that direction, and I want to move the miner, which is in my backpack. Miner. I want to move it out there, but I also want to be able to teleport out there, because walking 800 meters or 800 blocks, almost 900, it's not my idea of fun. But I thought before we go and hook up the new miner, I would yeah, definitely get the teleport running, because I've got a bit of a backlog of we got, you know, iron and all sorts of stuff everywhere. I want to get rid of the backlog, turn it into ingots, and for that I've taken the upgrades out of the crusher and thrown them into the furnace to make it really quick. The other thing I've done between episodes is this little basic Cobblestone Compressor, so to make it up to octuple compressed for use in bedrockium. Pretty much, if this barrel isn't full, it'll go here first because it's closer. If it is full, it heads out to this one, and this compresses it. So there's single compressed and then double compressed, and then this translocator pulls out double compressed into here, and again up to quadruple, pulls it out. This goes up to sextuple, and that'll pull that out into there and make it up to octuple. So I just thought, you know, rather than just voiding everything, I've taken the void off the drawer and set this little system up. So I mean that's going to hold as much cobble as I can throw at it, pretty much. It's still running. Just bring over those ingots over there. Now this is the other thing I've done. Now I was using these fuel cells on the reaction generator over there to run the miner, and I want to continue doing that. I don't want to use the main base power to run the miner. I figure, you know, if I run out of power in that reaction generator, I'm not that worried about it. So what I've done is I've hooked up a little basic system to process uranium. So this uranium dust, which I've got. Dumped everything out. So the uranium dust I've been throwing into the isotope separator, which I showed you in the previous episode. So I thought I'd automate it. Now I've made it as compact as possible to the point where it's really only going to be these tiny little spot here. Pretty much what happens here is when this processes, it will create the two parts. They come down this set of hoppers and go into this chest. Now these things here are Magneticraft crafters. Now, if you remember Zycraft from a while back, saw and never completed upgrading it, I guess. It had a crafter where it could pull from a nearby inventory and use the pattern and then output. This is very similar, and I've got this set up so that in here, with these bits coming in, now remember to make these fuels you needed the uranium, and then you needed this 235, which was the little ones put together. So this one here is looking in this chest for any of these small lumps of uranium, turns it into this uranium 235 and outputs it. Underneath it is a hopper, and that leads into this block extender, this refined relocation block extender, which I've shift clicked and made it so that the black obsidian side here is the bit that's connected to the inventory. Now this block extender pretty much just adds it, as it says, it extends this block into this one. So that hopper going in there puts it back into this chest. Clear as mud, right? Puts it back into this chest where this one can now pull uranium 235 and the 238. So as soon as this one finishes, you'll see it'll go from 9. You might see it flick through quickly. Here we go, 9, 10, and it's dropped back, and you saw the small lump which went into here, which made this LEU fuel. This one combines the LEU fuel with empty cells. Now I was going to set up another one here to create the empty cells from like bits of iron, but I sort of thought against it. That's why I've just put the little hatch above it so I can just throw some more cells in when it gets low. But pretty much once it's created the fuel cell here, I've got under here a translocator that's set to pull out fuel cells into this wireless block extender. That wireless block extender is connected to that drawer controller. So anytime this pulls the fuel out into there, it's technically pulling it out and putting it into there, which then puts it in over here. Really complicated. but really compact. So that just had I had the idea to just make it all nice and small and neat and tidy, and this is what came after playing with it for a little while. So I'm going to fill it all back in, and then cover it up. None the wiser. I like that. And then, apart from the little flap in the floor, I mean, that's not too bad. But yeah, so pretty much if I want to come up, I can go, right, I'm out of fuel cells or empty cells, and throw them in, and it'll turn it into this. So power for the miner. Right, let's have a look here. Now we're running on I think it's a development version of Matter Overdrive. I crashed once by opening the datapad to a certain page, so I vowed never to open the datapad again until we get maybe some newer versions. I think we're on the latest. But what I want to make is transporters, which requires a lot of stuff. So transporters, as it says, very similar to Star Trek. You can transport entities. So I can stand on here and link it to another one, and I can teleport over. Got a lot of stuff in it, so I figured we'd just get in and start making it. We need some dilithium crystals, we need some glass, machine casings, so gold and titanium. We also need these isolinear circuits. Now, if you click on them, they don't show a recipe. They used to just be the basic circuit, so number 1, and then the next one up was like 2 bits of gold, and the next one up was 2 diamonds and emeralds, etc. There's been an update where we now need to make this Inscriber. Now you can see it's definitely a temporary name on it, tile.inscriber.name. But what I will need to make this first. So again, I'll just grab some materials. Let's grab some of that and some of that. And why not? We'll grab some iron and some redstone. Not sure what else I'm going to need at the moment. I will need to go and get some dilithium. So let's run over and get that. And perhaps I should move the Matter Overdrive stuff to that system over there instead of having it push over here. But at the time I didn't really have a use yet, so I think I'll end up changing the filter when I get a second before I set up the miner again. Right, so let's look here. We need to make this. No, not that. We need machine cases. So I've got some of these titanium plates in my inventory, which are just 2 titanium. So I need a piston and one of these. So I can make one of them. I can make 32 of them. Excellent. One of them. I need a little bit of wood. What have I got? A mess is what I've got. A lot of mess. Lots of junk in my inventory. Lots of cleaning out to do, but yeah, we're getting there slowly. So a piston. I think I need one of them. Where are you hiding? 2 iron, 2 plates, 2 redstone. Redstone, 2 iron, 2 plates. This is the Inscriber, and I'm guessing it needs power. Not sure. Let's just pop it here. Yes, it needs power, but I'm not sure where the power goes in. Let's see what I can do here. Let's see if this works. Oh, yep, it's getting power. It's just sort of stuck on the side there, but it'll do the trick. So I believe I need to make some more of these circuits, so I might just make a handful of them. Need some glass. We'll make 10 for now. Glass, iron, redstone, I think it was. Yep. I've got a few of them. Now, I want to make these transporters, so first things first, we're going to need a couple of plates. Set it up here. And I need, wow, it's a Mark II, so that's gold. So let's grab, I'm not sure how much gold I need. As I said, it's an undocumented change, so I'm not sure what's required. Okay, so perhaps it's just one piece. A little light's turned on down here, and we've got a bar happening. Let's see what we get. Alright, well that's a Mark II, so I might just make another one. Actually, let's make 2 more. Oh, I can only put one in at a time. Alright. So, I need 2 of these, so I'm going to need 4 all up. Wow. 4, I need 8, so I need, let's make a couple of these. Yikes. Alright, 8 ender pearls, a couple of dilithium, oops, where was that? There, I think, iron, it's 1, make it some more of these circuits. So you can see there's a lot of crafting in this mod. A lot of the bits and pieces required to make items is, I guess, going to be time consuming. So I don't want to spend all day, wow, I don't want to spend all day making this on camera. So you can see the recipes we've got here in the Eye of Ender, lots of these circuits. So what I might do is I'll cut this here, I'll get everything I need, and I'll be right back. So, see you in a tick. And I'm back. And I've finished crafting up the transporter. I need the other battery. So that's 2 transporters. And I have no idea how to link them yet. So, at the moment, I'm going to need to do a bit of research. But I know I need to make some upgrades because this won't make it far enough. You know, I'm not scared, I'll open it. Ooh, it's open. Basic. So, okay, no info. No info on the transporter. But I do believe I need upgrades, and probably I think one of the there's something I need to link them together. So I'm gonna have to do some research, but one of the things I'm going to do is need to give them power. Now, just for lack of anything anywhere better to put them at the moment, I'm going to try and put him here, and just, did I get that? Now I'm going to see if this actually, yep, that's getting power. So my idea is to use the Tesseract at the other end to power it from this, because apparently it's going to be a fairly hefty power drain. I will clean this up and I'll probably build around it, or maybe run some different cable or something. But I'll plan to, probably should have put it here. Not a big issue. I'll move it when I get a chance. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get all the way out there, and I'm gonna need to work out what I need to link them together. But the upgrade itself is this one here, and you can see it bumps the range up by 400%, but it also bumps the power usage by 150. I think the max is 8,000 blocks. I don't need that far, I need 800, so I'm not sure how many of these I'm going to need, but they seem cheap enough. So Probably going to need, I guess, at least 2. 1 for each end. Where it's hiding. So I need a couple of 3. Couple of these, I guess. A couple of them. And where are you hiding? Range upgrade. Yeah, I know it was just, no, there it is there. Because I know it was there before. A couple of ender pearls. Alright, so them, and what was it? Redstone. That's range upgrades, and I'm guessing we need some sort of linking device. Wow, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. I'm not sure. Alright, so what I'll do, I'll jump out and put a cut here, and I'll work out how to link these together, and I'll be right back with you. And you know what? I hadn't even closed the recording before I realized, hang on, what's this? Transport flash drive used to mark locations for quick use with teleporter. Honestly. Sometimes I just wonder if I should open my eyes and look. So this, I guess, links between here. Now, I don't know if oh yeah. So I shift right clicked, and I guess that gave me the coordinates -6, 64, 150. Actually, it might be better if I stand on top of it and do it. -6, 64, 150. So it's still doing that level. Not if it was 65. But anyway, so it's linked to this block. So when I get to the other end and place down this tesseract, which is will be linked to this one on frequency 3. So it's set up to, actually at the moment it's set to send and receive items, but it's sent to send energy only. And I set it to send and receive items because I found that when you're trying to connect them to a relocator pipe, you kind of need to set them with the frequency and everything, and tick the box and all that. And then I found you wrench them up and place them down again, and the pipe connects. If you place it down and then try to link it up, so this one's already set. So if I kill that off and then pick him up, where's my wrench? Let's see if I can do this. If I pick him up, if I now place him back down, he doesn't connect. Even if I go in and set this, it still doesn't connect until you wrench him up and then place him back down. Then it'll connect. So just pro tip for you guys, if you're trying to do tesseracts with refined relocation pipes, you need to set the tesseract, pick it up, and then put it down again. Alright, so I'm going to make a voyage out to where it says new mine here, which is almost 900 blocks away. And I'll be right back with you. Just a tick. And I'm back. And I'm almost at the spot for the new mine. Now I thought this this nice little extreme hills area should give us some pretty decent mining. And as I said, it's a long way. I found another bit of oil on the way too. It's a long way from where I was. So I put this concrete block here. I figured, X marks the spot. So new mine here. So this is where I was going to put it. So what I might do is, I think I'll put this little guy here maybe. And I need to somehow link it. Ooh. Let's get this here. Make sure I don't right click with it because it's got new. That's what I want you to be. Maybe if I give it its power. So let's better than bring. Should have brought some pipes with me. Okay, some relocated pipes with me. So what I'll do is I plan to, as I said, put the miner there. Maybe if I do that. No, you know what? It's going to cause me drama. Because from watching Iskandar's video when he was having issues with where exactly he would end up when he teleported, last thing I want to do is end up inside a pipe. So, up, down, 3, send only, receive energy. This is now getting power. You. Got this. Oh, okay. Did I need to name it somehow? So, I don't know where unknown is. Destination coordinates are exactly where it is. Use to mark locations for quick use with teleporter. Okay. Does this need matter now? Oh boy. Looks like I might need to actually give it matter. Alright, I'm a little confused. I'll go and do some looking and see what I can come up with. Alright, I've a little bit looking and I didn't notice this little arrow here. So when you open this up, you can click on this upgrades button, you can add your range upgrades in here, and it looks like I need 2 to get the distance I want to get to. Now, I'm guessing I can change stuff in here and... Right, so I've put the flash drive in, and I want to go to -6, negatives, etc. It's 537 bit is. Minus 512. I don't know. But I imported that, and it's now set to send me to, and you can see in the destination coordinates there, -6, 65, 150. And power usage is 225%. So I don't know, I might die in this trip. Anything's possible. I'm going to need obviously 2 more range upgrades at the other end to get back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to set it so that it's set for this one, which is cool. I think what I can also do is you can, it looks like you can add, you'll be able to add to it. So if I want to make it 1 higher, I should be able to go, you know, click 1 higher, and it'll put me above the teleport. But we'll see what happens when we get there. So, then one way to find out. Let's hop aboard. No, I think it needs to be changed. Nope. I'm thinking it needs matter. Got RF energy. It's got power. It's definitely not having fun with this mod today, am I? Come on, send me home. That's where I want to go. Okay. Something's not right. Perhaps the one at the other end needs the range upgrade as well. So I've got my key here. I'll run back home. I'll try and set up. Oh no, see, I'm wondering whether it needs plasma. So I'm gonna run home. I'll try it. Hopefully it doesn't. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not real sure how to teleport out here. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna set the mine up and hope for the best. So I'll be back in a minute, and then we'll have to wrap up the episode because we're probably getting pretty close to the time limit. So be right back. And I'm back, and my button is still bound to the wrong one. I found that I needed another range upgrade. It was still showing up here as orange, even though when I first imported that it said not far enough. So I put a third one in each thing, and I can now transport between. Woohoo! And hop off. So I'm not sure how much power it chews up to do it yet, but it's working. I can now teleport between here and my mining area, and we should all be good. That way I can go and check it and move it and do whatever else I need to do. And yeah, so thankfully on a plus note, I've been able to set it up and get it working before the end of the episode instead of having to worry too much about it. So that's matter transporters. They don't need matter plasma or anything to run. They just need power. And as I said, for that distance, that 800, 900 odd blocks, I needed 3. Take my little drive back there. I need 3 of the upgrades, so it's using 300% power. But at the moment, I'm fairly alright for power. That one there is running from this thing, which I put a second capacitor on, just to give it a little bit more storage, so it can hold 2.1 million RF. And I still haven't built that other thing that needed the Enderium yet. And the one that's over at the base is running from this little device, which is running on the fuel, which I automated, so we're all sweet. And yeah, we'll call this the end of the episode. I'll maybe get the miner set up, same setup as I had here. I'll just plop it down and tell it to do a 40 by 40 or whatever it is, massive block, and get it setting up and running. Next episode, I want to work on AE. You might have seen earlier, you saw the little compass on the wall. I went searching for meteors. Perhaps it's because I remade the world, I'm not 100% sure, but there was a couple of meteors that didn't actually spawn. I'd get to the spot where the compass was saying to go to, and all that was on the ground was the press and a couple of like nuggets. So a couple of these, I think one had a steel, a couple had lead, something. There was just little items that came with it, and yeah, just sitting in the middle of the ground, and the little compass thing was going berserk, saying, "Yep, your meteor should be right here," and there was nothing. So on that, with that, I still got the press, but I just didn't get the actual meteor. I did find a couple of meteors somewhere in one of these chests. There we go. We got some skystone. I think one of them was over here. That was one of the ones that wasn't there when I got there. There was one here somewhere that just, yeah, I think it was right here, and there was nothing. And the other one that wasn't there was one over near this village. I think it was around this area here. But yeah, there was. You can see I went for a bit of a wander. Found one out here somewhere. I also found, I think it's out here. This here, I think, is an Essential Craft dungeon. So I found that. That's got some chests and stuff in it. So if I need to grab one of those things for Essential Craft, I'll be able to duck out there and grab it. But yeah, so right, my base now looks funny from space. Some multicolored trees and paths and stuff, and yeah. So that's the end of this episode. Please leave your comments as always. Hit that like button if you liked it. If you want any more information, or if you want A bit more description about what I did under here. I can probably put together another little quick video like I have in the past of it out from under the floor all set up, but I hope I explained it well enough. Just these crafter things are quite powerful. And one of the cool things is this one here is actually pulling the fuel not from a chest but from the other crafter's inventory, so they can work with any inventory that's nearby. Keep that in your head when you're doing it. You can put two next to each other like I have, and it can still pull items from both the chest and from the other crafter. Please feel free to comment, as I said. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.